Today we are making a liner for our sunflower bag. If you've got a crochet bag that's in this kind of shape, then I hope you'll find this tutorial handy. We do have a tutorial on how to make this square, also make these handles, and put together and seam this bag together. If you want to get that, that's down in the video description below. But this tutorial, we're concentrating on making a liner for the inside, which is going to be nice so that nothing falls through and you have a nice little accent on there. I will include an optional pocket. You don't have to include that. Now, a disclaimer, I don't sew a whole bunch, so you can hand sew or you can use a machine with this tutorial. This is just to give you the basics on how to accomplish what you need. So stay tuned and we'll do that today here on GoodKnit Kisses. Welcome to GoodKnit Kisses. We're all about helping you stitch your love and love your stitches. To get all the information written on this pattern as well as instructions on the liner, please click down in the video description and links below to get that and all of the materials that you're going to need. I'll go over a few of them here, and also there will be right and left-handed video tutorial links down below for everything that we've mentioned, so be sure and click on that. So you're going to first, of course, want your finished bag, and you're going to need enough material to cover the size of this bag when you lay it down flat, and double that. So if you have a piece of fabric that is able to cover that amount, and then you have two pieces of it that are separate, that's fine. But if you can have a piece that is folded over, that's even better. So you need at least half a yard and folded over in order to accommodate this size of the bag. So if you want to make an additional optional pocket, I suggest having about 1 yard. Now I'm using this Waverly Inspirations muslin. It comes with 2 yards, which is enough to make 2 of these bags. So it covers the bag size plus a pocket, and I have enough left over and I can make another bag. So there's plenty there. Now different fabrics come in different widths, but this one, even if you had only 42 inches wide, you could buy 18 inches of fabric and have enough for doing the bag. So let's go over the basics of this. So what I've got is my fabric, and here is the running width of that fabric. And then I have folded it in half and pressed it. So you're just gonna need an iron, and you press it in half. And then you're simply going to be placing your bag right on top of it and put the bottom of the bag at the fold here. So we're simply going to place it right on top. And I want to make sure that I've got the fullness of this bag, so stretch it out so that you've got enough of your liner in there. All right, so you can see that I've got no space at the bottom. This is just going to line up with this edge here. All right. And then I've got about 1/2 inch or 1 inch on the sides. We want about 1/2 inch going all the way around, except for on the bottom edge, unless you don't have it folded. If you have 2 pieces of fabric, then you're going to need to leave about 1 inch here for allowance. So if you have to put 2 separate pieces together, I understand. So go ahead and you're going to want to trace around here about 1/2 inch. And if you have a pencil, you can do that. You can get a straight edge like this and just kind of, you can eyeball it or get your measuring tape out and measure that. So 1/2 inch, and I will be flipping this video, so you might not be able to read it on the left-handed, but this is about 1/2 inch, and we're going to mark it here with my pencil, and you can mark it here, and then use your straight edge to connect those lines, and mark it with the pencil. Okay. You could also use, which I actually like better, one of these little chalk liners. And as you roll it, it will make a little line on there. So it makes it easier for cutting. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a nice little line here. So you would do that all the way around and mark. So you would go around this angle here, go 1/2 inch out from here, and then up at the top, the same thing. You're gonna cut here. Go ahead and leave about 1/2 inch up at the top. Go around here and here, all the way around until you get to this end over here. and again. So go ahead and mark that out, and then you're going to cut that out, and join me in a moment and I'll show you what that looks like. All right, so I have taken my bag off. I had lined up my bag along this side, and then the bottom has the fold here. So this side has the allowance, and then I've got all my diagonals and straight lines on here, and it's not pretty, but it works. So if you look closely, I had basically measured it and put little dots with my pencil on here, and then I lined up my straight edge, and then I used my little chalk liner to do that. So now you're just going to go through and cut out between, cut through both pieces of fabric, your lines, or use a rotary cutter and one of these, or you can use a little straight edge. That's fine. Go ahead and do that, and we'll meet you back at that moment. Once you've cut out your bag, you're going to set that aside and go ahead and grab your scraps that you want to make your pocket. Now, the way you'll make your pocket is you want to determine the size of the pocket. So this is about the size that I'm going to have here. It's going to fit inside my bag right here. And so you want to have something large enough to double. So figure out the height of your pocket, and you're going to double it over. And so you're going to open that up, and then go ahead and fold over and press down 1/2 inch all the way around. So we're folding in the sides and pressing that in. We're folding in these sides and pressing that in, and then we're going to fold it in half and press it. You're going to press and make this fold here, and the fold is going to be the top of your pocket, so that when it's sewn in and you put something in, it'll have this nice clean edge on it. So once you've done that, you're going to come back to your larger piece, and this is the top here with this V shape, and we're just going to open that up. Okay, so now we're going to be on the inside of the bag. So if you've got the pretty side of your bag is the inside, then this will be the pretty side, and you're going to put your pocket right in here. Leave an allowance. I'd probably leave about 1 inch allowance here, and put that in where it's open to the bottom and everything's already folded in. And so now you're just going to take your pins and go ahead and pin this all the way around here, leaving the top part open. So you're going to pin this in and then go ahead and stitch it either by hand, you know, using a little kit like this or something to stitch it in, or use your sewing machine, and pause your video. We'll meet you back up when you have your pocket on here. Again, this is optional and you don't have to do this part. Once your pocket is sewn into place, go ahead and fold over your top part. All right, and so your pocket's on the inside, and now you're just going to simply pin around these openings here. So you're going to leave the folded part alone, go ahead and pin along this edge and here, and repeat on this side and over here. You're going to leave this top part alone. All right, so once you pin those in, you're going to stitch along those edges as well. All right, do that and we'll come back. Once you have your liner sewn up, you're going to place it inside your bag. And this part is where it can get a little tedious or fidgety. You just want to place this right in. And we're going to start at the edges here. So this edge, turn it around to see it. And let's see, I'm going to trim off a few of these strands here. And we're going to fold it to give ourselves that 1/2 inch seam. Go along that edge here and take our pins and pin it down. Okay, and then go along to the corners up here where the handles are and just follow along, folding under for that 1/2 inch seam as you go. And we're going to be sewing right up underneath where this crab stitch is. And when we get to the corners here, you've got your handle. You can go ahead and cut this across here to make it just a straight line. And then go ahead and fold it under. And then you can fold over these sides as well and kind of guide it to pin it accurately, and just go right underneath that handle, or you can sew right on top of the handle like that. You may need a few pins at this point. And then keep going, and then stop where you hit these valleys, that low point. You can even spin it around and continue here. So you're gonna work and do this side pinning and then do the side pinning. All right, so I've done the sides and I pinned up to the handles. Well, I left that one off. I don't want to show you what this valley is here. So this is right in the middle of, let's say, where this pocket is. We want to go ahead and cut this down a little bit so that we can fold over and make that 1/2 inch seam here. So we're just simply cutting it and then folding it to make that seam there and pin it. And then fold it over here and pin it and put it in this little valley here. And same thing across. So you want to even out your tension as you go across. Give yourself a little bit of room so it's not tight over here and loose over here. Okay, so work your way all the way around, and then you're just going to start stitching in all the way across and hand sewing to finish up your bag. All right, so I have it pinned in everywhere you can see, and now I'm just going to stitch that in. Pause your video and we'll see it when it's done. Well, here's my final bag with the liner and of course our little optional pocket here. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I really enjoy making my bag and liner. Please be sure and tag us on GoodKnit Kisses Instagram. I would love to see what you've made. Until next time, we'll see you soon, and happy crochet. Bye, everyone. Thanks for joining us today, where we help you stitch your love and love your stitches. See you again soon.